Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 17723 Southwest Weatherford Avenue here in Sherwood. We are located just to the right of the front door. I describe everything as if you're standing out in the street facing the front of the house. So you have a 3-inch ABS cleanout. It sits right in front of the pop-out window here to the right of the door, and it lines up almost perfect with that foundation vent here. This cleanout sticks pretty far out of the ground, so it's unlikely you'll lose track of it, but in case it ever gets buried. Anyway, water's running. We are zeroed out. Off we go here. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. I probably am, but we're checking the overall condition and serviceability of the sewer line. Going to do a little bit of standing water here, which we'll take a look at on the way out when the line is fully drained. Actually, what we've got here is some... Actually, I'm going to go do a toilet flush really quick here. That standing water almost looks more related to the debris in the line. I just did a toilet flush there. We'll see if that clears things out or not. Looks like the water level's already dropping. We'll see. Sometimes we'll have to sit and baby things along here till we get out to the main. Anyway, we'll get a better view of that area on the way out, but because the water level changed the way it did, it looks like that standing water is more related to just stuff sitting in the flow line, kind of artificially damming it up. Other than that, it's otherwise a very, very clean sewer line. There is almost no grease buildup to speak of, which is really nice to see. I'm a big stickler on grease buildup. After 13 years of scoping sewer lines, that's what I have found is that grease buildup is more concerning, honestly, than a lot of structural issues like bellies in the line, offset joints, things like that. It's often thick grease buildup coupled with improper items or giant balls of toilet paper that end up exacerbating a structural issue into something that actually causes a problem. This is a very good example of how to treat your line. Just transition there over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. That's the green pipe we're in now. It looks like the main lateral connection is right up ahead here. There she blows. Yeah, that big hunk of junk right there right in the main, that's what was sitting in front of the camera. That's why the pipe was all dammed up. Anyway, we'll get that visual out of here. Sorry for that. Just wanted to point that out, though. That's what was causing it. So all said and done, you're about 55 feet to the main lateral connection. We're going to go locate really quick here while the pipe drains off, and we'll take a better look at everything as we come back. All right, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out on Southwest Weatherford, and where I picked that locate up out in the street is almost perfectly in line, if not perfectly in line with the cleanout access. You draw an imaginary straight line from the cleanout to about the middle of the street. That's essentially the path the line takes. We're going to give the line just a moment longer here to drain. There's still a little bit of water trickling through. Alright, we're going to start pulling back in here. Line's just got a little water still trickling through, but it's just about done draining. Anyway, if you're hoping to keep a line this clean and spiffy, this is, I mean, relative to most homes, this is spotless. Main thing is all related to, I mean, obviously you want to keep wipes and paper towels and stuff like that out of your line. But as far as the cooking process goes, if you have enough grease or oil on your pans, kind of a general rule of thumb, if there's enough on there when your pans are hot or warm, that if you were to turn the pan sideways and it runs off in beads or worse, flows off of there, it's at that point you want to do something about it. Let your pan cool down, wipe it out with a paper towel, pour the grease into a jar, something of that nature. Don't pour it into your trash can, you'll melt a hole through it, but it's when you're putting real quantity down the line is where that stuff gets you. A thin little coating of Pam spray, hot water, and soap handles that just fine. We're coming back through now into the ABS. Transition joint looks good. All the PVC looks great. Joints are tight. Drains off beautifully. The main thing you want to do when you're trying to keep your line clean, though, is after you're done washing any dishes that might have grease or fats on them, keep your hot water running for about a minute. afterwards. It helps to keep everything melted and emulsified until it makes it out to the main lateral. You shut that water off and there's nothing else hot to carry it through. As that water and grease and everything hits the exterior of the home where the pipe's buried underground and it's cold all the time, it starts to cool down and harden up immediately. All right, so there is a little bit of standing water here. Well, at least it appears to be a little bit. We'll see how that drains off here. There's got a belly that dissipates off here at about 10 feet. There must be something in the house that's... We've had the water shut off for quite a while. It's possible there's a toilet flapper in the house that doesn't turn off all the way. We've had water off for quite a while now, and there's just a very steady little stream of water moving through the pipe. It's not much. Anyway, there's still a little bit of water running, which is going to exaggerate this belly a little bit by probably a 1/16 of an inch is all. That belly is teeny. It runs from about 4 feet to 10 feet. And this is with still water trickling through the line. You barely have a 1/4 inch of standing water. If you got this thing completely drained out, you'd be between about a 1/16 and a 1/4 inch. That is light years and galaxies away from repair worthy. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs on plastic pipe with bellies until you have at least an inch of water for 5 feet. And even at that point, it's still almost entirely up to the homeowner as to whether it ever manifests itself in the form of a blockage. And by that, I mean abusing the sewer line. If you're putting wipes, paper towels, junk like that down the pipe, that's about the only time you could ever get a belly with an inch of water for 5 feet to ever cause a problem. At that level there, at a 1/4 inch or so of standing water, that is purely and totally homeowner related. And you'd have to abuse this thing very effectively to ever get something like that, for something to block there and not anywhere else in the sewer line on its way to it. All right, we just went back to the foundation wall there. All the pipe going back to the foundation, also looking good. We have good flow end to end. All the pipe we just scoped there is clean. All of it is intact and has good flow. And again, belly is far, far too minor in my opinion to require repairs. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time.